Now we will go to question number 18. What is doomsday? So there's a lot of terminology involved in 18. So let me read it because I'm going to read it like maybe line by line. Number 18, what is doomsday? From the time when sky and earth were created up to the time they are to be destroyed, they are together 12 periods. So this is the first sentence. So there's total 12 periods. Remember, 12 periods. Okay. So just like the Chinese time zone, there's total 12 time zone. 子丑寅卯辰巳午未申酉戌亥. So there's 12 time zone. This echoes with the Chinese 12 zodiac. So this also echoes with the cycle of the Earth, the cycle of Earth. So you can see that there's 12 time zones. Now let's go back to the question. Let me close this. Okay. So there are 12 periods. The length of time for each period is 10,800 years. If we look at each time zone, as you can see here, each epoch is 10,800 years. So this is what it is talking about. 10,800 years times 12 is how many years? And that is 129,600 years. Now, let's continue on. It is interesting to know that sky and earth were created in the first and second period, respectively. So we all know this yin and yang picture here. If we divide that into 4 quadrants, this is the creation period. And the creation period, you can see that the white part starts from here. So the white part starts from here. So you can see this is the creation of heaven. And that's the period of Zi. So this is the period of creation of heaven. Now, we begin the creation of earth. That's the second phrase. So the third phrase is the creation of man. So in the beginning is heaven, first heaven and earth, and then it's the creation of man. So it's interesting to know that sky and earth were created in the first and second period respectively. Man, however, was created in the third period. We see that. So from the first, from the first to the sixth period, everything in the universe developed gradually. But after the seventh period, all things were subject to gradual destruction. So from first to the sixth, everything developed gradually. So you can see that the white part starts from very small, and gradually it becomes very big. On the seventh period, that's between Wu and Wei, you can see the black part start from the beginning of Wu. Okay, so this is where the destruction begins. So the destruction begins when there is a black part coming to the white part. And this is totally opposite from this period, from the beginning of Zi and Wu. So it's the opposite. Now let's continue on. So finally, man will be destroyed in the ninth period, whereas sky and earth will be under complete destruction in the 10th and 11th period. The 12th period is doomsday. So from the ninth period, man will be destroyed. 10th and the 11th period, sky and earth will be destroyed. In the 12th period, everything will be dark. Now let's look at this.
COVID-19.
So this is 10, right? We even count this number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the destruction of human, right? So earlier in the scriptures say 10 and 11 is the destruction of earth and heaven. So heaven and earth will be destroyed. So this echoes with the beginning of the stage. In the beginning, heaven was created. This also echoes with what the Bible says. When God created the universe, God created heaven first, and then create the earth. So, so now, when the doomsday comes, earth will be destroyed first, and then heaven later. So earth will be destroyed first, and heaven later. And human, before that happens, human will be destroyed first. So now we come to here, in the beginning of the cycle, human is created after the earth. So this echoes with what's happening in the beginning stage. Okay, so human, it will be gone, earth will be gone, and heaven will be gone. And then this is the doomsday, the doom period. It's this pie here. So you can see everything is dark. Everything is dark. There's no white period. So so you say there's a little white dot here because it's just preparing for the next cycle. Yeah. So so now we understand this picture. Okay. So this picture tells us that each cycle there's 12 periods, and the first period to the 6th period it's already gone. Now we are in the 7th period. We are in the end of the 7th period. End of the 7th period, and this is where we are. We are in the way stage. But we haven't gone to the 9th period yet because we haven't gone here yet. So right now we are experiencing the period of way. It's experience of the era before the destruction of human. So you see, we can all see that the food that we buy from supermarket, it says that there's a chemical ingredient, so it might prone to cancer. People have cancer, people have disease, people have illness, mental illness, emotional illness, and physical illness. Our air is polluted, water is polluted. Okay, so right now we are in the waste stage. Now let's continue on the paragraph. So the 12th period is the doomsday. Okay, so now let's go on. Man is now living in the 8th period. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are in the 8th period. I will say it's before and after the 8th period. So here is the enlarged picture of the 8th period. So you see this 500 years here. So we have before and after the way. There's some aging scholar. They are study which timing are we on. So some scholars say that we are right on this line here. Some people say that they are before, and some say we already passed the timeline of way. But it really doesn't matter. Right now we are just heading towards to the Zen stage. Okay, now let's go back. So man is now living in the 8th period. In other words, he has been living in this world for about 60,000 years. So if we times 10,800 times 6, that will be
6万多年了，60.
It will be more than 60,000 years.
60,000 years.
Yeah. Furthermore, the propagation of Tao can be divided into 3 periods. Qing-Yang period, the Hong-Yang period, and the Bai-Yang period. The Qing-Yang period is referred to in the Fuxi time. It's the most ancient Chinese history. The Hong-Yang period starts from the Zhou dynasty. Finally, the Bai-Yang period begins from the 8th period. So let's look at this. So you can see here, I have the Qing-Yang period. It's the green period that lasts 1,500 years. So you can see the green pie right here. The green pie lasts 1,500 years. And the red period, on the Hong-Yang period, we call it the red period in English. It's double the time of the green period. It's 3,000 years. So then the Bai-Yang period is the white period. The white period begins after the red period. Okay, so that's why on the chart you see there's the green period, 1,500 years. 1,500 years, and the red period is 3,000 years. The white period is 500 years. That's the beginning of the white period. And who is in charge of the white period? Is Buddha Maitreya's under Buddha Maitreya's governing. He's in charge of the white period. The red period is in charge by Shakyamuni Buddha. And the green period is in charge by the Dipankara Buddha. So finally, the Bai-Yang period begins from the 8th period. Okay, so the Bai-Yang period begins from the 8th period. But the bad people will suffer from natural disaster. Okay, so now let's just look at this again. The Bai-Yang period is, okay, here. Bai-Yang period begins from the 8th period. During this time, Tao is widely propagated. There's a typo here. To save all mankind. And bad people will suffer from natural disaster. So during this time, during this white time here, Tao will be widely propagated. Truth will come out. You see that the Tao environment start to develop. It begin to propagate widely around the globe. And this is the time that it's also you also see a lot of people experience disaster, a lot of people suffering. But we in the Tao cultivators, we use this time to strengthen our spiritual belief, to build up our foundation, because this is a turning point. Okay. So during the white period and the Bai-Yang period, Tao is widely propagated to save all people. But the bad people will suffer from natural disaster. It's evident that many people indulge in sex, wine, and lead luxurious life nowadays. They do not realize that they have valuable spirit, nor do they know where the spirit comes from and where they go after death. They simply do whatever they like and act contrary to the Tao. Okay. So here, the paragraph say that during this time, the good people will continue to, because the good people they have enough faith, they have good foundation, and therefore they become Tao cultivator, they become Tao practitioner. So they will continue to do so. And earlier in paragraph, it says that during this time, many people die from natural disaster or they die from illness. What happened to these people when they die? And after they die, when they come back again, the world, I'm sorry, let me take it back. When they die, because they don't have good foundation in this life and they pass. And next life, when they come, they will suffer more. I say suffer more because they experience more darkness. So it's just for them to suffer more and more. And what happened to them when they come towards to the same stage? They will be even more suffering. So a lot of young people, they say, wow, from the way stage to the same stage, there's still a lot of time for me to goofing off. I say, no, there's no time for goofing off, because when you goof off, you lose the time to pay off your karmic debt. You lose your time to do good deeds, because we need, because time is running out and our life is limited. We don't know when we are going to heaven. We don't know when we are going to take the last breath. So we should grab whatever opportunity to perform good deed, so that just in case next time when we come, we still have this good foundation so that we can thrive. So they simply do whatever they like and act contrary to the Tao. Consequently, there are much violence and disaster all over the world. This is called doomsday. To prevent the coming of doomsday, we must practice Tao with devotion and single-mindedness. Single-mindedness is like being mindfulness, living in the present moment, forget about the past. Yes, in the past, we did a lot of wrong things. Yes, in the past, I have a lot of karmic debt. So I'm here to pay off my karmic debt. So just focus on now what opportunity I have in the temple, so that they may contribute money, they may contribute time, they may contribute energy there, so that I can little by little clean off my karmic debt. Let's continue. We must realize heaven is our permanent home. So earth, we know that our body, everything related to our body is temporary. It's unfortunate our society told us that everything on earth is who we are. Our society wants us to identify ourselves with cars, with how much money we have, with the look, how handsome, how beautiful I am, what kind of clothing we have. And the house can define us, the career can define us, how much money you have in your pocket. If you have a luxurious lifestyle, that's who you are. This is what our society taught us. Our society taught us everything about us outside is us. But in Tao, we want to teach you that everything outside is not you. It's whatever is inside is us. That side that's invisible, that's intangible, that's inaudible, that's indescribable, that's us. That's our spirit. So we have to, I would say, brainwash ourselves, because since we are small, we are taught that everything outside is us, but it's wrong. So it's time for us to build up ourselves. Okay. As we know, here we have 12 time zones. From this time zone to this time zone, actually to here, is here. This pie here. It's Ministry of Seven Buddha. So starting from the green period is the harvest of three Buddha, who are Dipankara Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, and Buddha Maitreya. So your question is, were we here before? Yes, we definitely We were once lived in a red period, and we were once lived in the green period, and we were once lived during this time, because our soul is eternal. Our soul is everlasting. So it's beginningless. It's endless. So definitely our soul exists even before the creation of heaven. So your question is, what happened when what happened after during the doomsday? What happened during the Sun period? What happened during the Wu period? Do you still exist? Yes, we still exist, but we will be in Tushita heaven.
Gone.
Continue our dog cultivation. Yeah. So so this 12 time zone, it apply. It's a 12 time zone for the cycle for Earth. So this is the cycle of the Earth. But regardless, our lifespan in terms of our soul is longer than the Earth. So whether the Earth is destructed, whether the heaven is destructed, or whether there's a doomsday, our soul will be preserved. It will always be there. And I find this message very soothing, very cheerful, very joyful, and very happy. Well, since we are talking about this, this is the slide that I prepared earlier from the perspective of I Ching. So, in fact, the 12 time zone can be further divided into 64 hexagrams. So this is the same here. We have 子、丑、寅、卯、辰、巳、午、未、申、酉、戌、亥. So now when we look at the picture, we have a better understanding of here, Wei. So we are in this time zone now. So that's why I say the I Ching scholar. So this is actually something it can be calculated, but because I am not an I Ching scholar, so there's a way to calculate it. But I watch I see how they do it, but that was like few years ago. But I forgot how they do it. So there's some kind of calculation. Okay, so in each epoch, there is 5 hexagrams, 5 or 6 hexagrams. And each hexagram is 2,160 years. Each hexagram is 2,160 years. So you can see that here is 5 hexagrams. But then you see here, there's 6. So there's 6. This is 6. Okay. Why this is 6 hexagram? Because this is the main hexagram. I'll say the main 8 triogram. Here it's which occupy the east, the west, the south, and the north. So that's Qian, Kun, Kan, Li. So you can see this one here. Here is Qian, and here's Kun, here's Kan, and here's Li. So when you see the east, the west, the south, the north, it's actually the 4 main triagram. So whenever there's the 4 main triagram, in that epoch there is 6 hexagrams. So here is 6 hexagrams. Okay. Okay, so here's the time. So in one cosmic cycle is 12 epoch. Each epoch is 10,800 years. With 12 epoch, each cycle is 129,600 years.